Today I'll be doing my Q&A, which I got the questions off my Snapchat and some of you saw it on Instagram. So today I'll be answering those as quickly and efficiently as possible. Most of them are on Snapchat because most of you message me on Snapchat, which is the direct route of sending them at the time. So we're gonna go on Snapchat, we're gonna flick through, see what we can find. Alrighty then, alright, we got there. Alright, first question is from David. He weighs 65 kilograms. His goal is 70 kilograms in weight, so he's looking for ways to bulk up and add weight. Kind of relates to me because when I started, I was weighing around 60 kilograms. And the method that I used, yes, it was bulking at the time because I was eating more than what I needed to add mass. So I was in a very surplus in order to add as much mass as possible. So what I did was, you're gonna eat a big breakfast that's gonna sustain you throughout the day. So that's very important. 6 meals a day. And make sure your calories are high. So yeah, so the types of foods you should be eating, it should be a lot of whole foods. So a lot of oats, eggs, rice, plenty of rice, chicken, beef, ground beef, fish, tuna. You know, those are very simple, straightforward stuff. So make sure you eat that. Stick to those superfoods, as I would like to call them, and that's gonna help you out to add mass. Again, as much mass as possible. You need to eat. Eating is like the first stage of the whole process. Have for breakfast, eggs, porridge, and a banana. About 70 grams of porridge, 9 eggs. 2 hours after that, cottage cheese and a banana, or protein shake. 2 hours after that, chicken breast and rice and broccoli. And then 2 hours after that, same again, and then same again. Before I hit a session, I used to have 4 slices of bread with peanut butter and jam. And that was my pre-workout meal. Post-workout, a protein shake and 2 bananas. When I get home, dinner. And before I went to sleep, was cottage cheese or casein. Casein is good. So that was a question from David. If you're on a bulk, you're gonna eat and eat a lot. Make sure as well that corresponds with your training. So your training should be heavy and consistent. 6 times a week, train heavy. Hit the compounds, hit the simple fist. Nothing too complicated. Make sure to follow me on Snapchat as I'll be showing you what I do throughout the day in terms of what I eat and my training. So that will give you an internal perspective of what I do. So I'm sorry, but I can't pronounce your names. It looks like KZ. I said, hello Lubomba, I play soccer and I'm skinny and I wanted to know, taking muscle gainers to build muscle. Yes, muscle gainers, they work. Did I use them? Yes, I did. I use muscle gainers a lot in the early stages of my journey. Muscle gainers are a good way, a good tool to add on calories to your diet. You're definitely going to be heading your way to adding some serious mass, so that's very important. Yes, muscle gainers do work. Yeah, if you're looking to add mass, by all means use them. But don't use them to substitute your meals. Muscle gainers are very cheap compared to normal whey protein or protein isolates. So I recommend that. Yo, Connor, is it alright if we can tune it down a little bit? Alright, thanks.
I think it's overpowering you a bit too much.
Alright.
Because the speaker's facing this way.
Alright, okay, next question is from _J. Pretty sick name. Alright, his question is, what kind of cardio do you do when you're cutting? So for me, I like to do HIIT training. HIIT training is the most effective way of trying to maintain as much muscle mass as possible. Fat as a fuel source to fuel you. So yeah, you're burning away the fat and maintaining the muscle. So HIIT training is what I do is sprints on the treadmill, the 20 notch. That's a quick pace, that's a sprint. So what I do is 30 to 45 second sprint and then about a 30-second to 1 minute rest. And then I do that 4 times on the elliptical machine. You can do a very same principle, 45-second sprint and then 1 minute rest and then same again. You can mix these things with other things like rowing, or you can actually find a hill and you can do hill sprints up and down, or you can actually notch up the treadmill. Yeah, don't forget that also goes along with your diet. You can't be trying to cut when you're having like 1,000 calories, 4,000, 6,000. It has to kind of correlate. So yeah, HIIT training is the best way to do it and sustain it as much muscle mass as possible. Mr. Universe, that's his name, on Snapchat, and he says, what's the best way to lose love handles? A mix of cardio, like I say, the HIIT training, and a mix of training obliques, because you're directly targeting that area, and a side plank, front plank, and crunches will help to burn away the fat around that area and lower your body fat percentage, which will lead to trimming that area. So yeah, I recommend planks and targeting, when you do abs, target the lower abdomen, so the lower section. So and some form of leg raises is going to target that area, and oblique machine is always good. that's a direct target. So if you're gonna lose love handles, you're gonna do the obliques. Next question, Tommy Swiss. He says, any advice for arm growth? What I did to grow my arms and to make them respond was a lot of volume, and I would do that for maybe 3 consecutive days, just overloading them. You know, you gotta overload and overload and overload. One thing that I did was I would stick to compound movements. So barbell curls, hammer curls, and dumbbell curls, and I would incorporate some kind of like rope movement, which is very important. You know, you have to attack the muscle in different angles, which is very important, because obviously they're different heads, you know, long head and short head, side, and you don't forget your tricep. So yeah, they play a big role. So if you wanna develop a full, you gotta hit all the heads and all the angles. So tricep, close grip bench, dips, and one of my favorite cable rope pull downs. That's very good. That's gonna hit the outer, and then for the inner, you can do skull crushes. You can also do tricep kickbacks. Yeah, so make sure to hit all the angles, but make sure you, in terms of volume, anywhere between 8 and 12 reps. That should give the adequate stretch to the muscle in order for it to grow. It's not about volume, and don't forget, you optimize that by adding supersets, drop sets, which is important, and make sure you work the muscle hard. But like I said, stick to the compound movements. So we'll start off with barbell curls, move on to dumbbells, and then hit your tricep, or you can mix them both together. A great question from Johnny Scotland. He wants to add lean mass and lose fat. The very important thing is to count your macros. Your macros are inside your count. The best way of doing it, I think, is having adequate carbs and your protein in there. High protein, I have around 190 grams of protein a day. Anyway, that's what I aim for. And around 400 grams of carbs. But keep your fats low and make sure your training intensity is consistent. And that's going to help you to keep chipping away a little bit of fat. Like, it will bring your body fat percentage over time. It will get lower and lower. And what you can do with that, so you can gradually taper your macros as you go along. So taper them down as you go along, and that will gradually trim you down. And your body will respond to that, and tolerate those macros. It'll tolerate those macros, and eventually, you know, you be kind of like you'll be used to them, and yeah. But I think for me, if you look at my progress of my physique, you know, like I said in the beginning, I was eating more than I had to because I really wanted to get mass, and then as I go along, I was tapering down my macros, and I got leaner and leaner to a point where I was growing and getting leaner at the same time, especially like at uni. Like I was at my biggest and I was at my leanest, and people were like, "How did you do that?" I kept my training consistent. I was training twice a day some days, and my proteins were very high. Proteins were high, and carbs were getting lower and lower. But you know, I didn't feel tired, I didn't feel fatigued. I felt powerful. And some of those days I was doing my strongest lifts. So if you want to add lean mass, keep the fats low, high carbs, not high carbs, moderate carbs, high protein, and what's your training intensity? Make sure your training is intense and consistent. Consistency wins the road, like I say. I'm a big preacher of that, so consistency is all. I got a question from Jack. He said, how many times a week do you train? I train 7 days a week. As long as if you're having adequate sleep and your meals and nutrition is on point, then yeah, you can afford to train 7 days a week. But obviously, once when you get, you know, there's 2 points between overtraining. Like, I believe, you know, once you're mentally fatigued, and that's when you're overtraining, but physically, you know, your body can endure quite a lot. So once when you start getting mentally tired and you can't focus or train, you can't go out throughout the day without having to, you know, like think twice about doing things, then you need to slow down a little bit. So yeah, I train 7 days a week, and I've been doing that for a while, and I enjoy it, I like it. But yeah, yes, I do have rest days now and again, time to time. Or if I have something on that day, I will have rest. So thank you, Jack. Harris_Don. Alright, his question is, should he take supplements? Yes, supplements, you know, they're there to assist you. So as long as if your diet is consistent and in control, yes, supplements do work, and yes, I would recommend them. The supplements I recommend the most is creatine and standard whey protein. Just keep it simple, keep it straightforward. BCAAs, they have their own role. They play a role. Especially when you're cutting, they have their benefits. But yeah, creatine and whey protein, they're completely fine. But yes, I do recommend them. But at the same time, don't force yourself to buy something that you can afford. Your food should be your priority. So make sure you get your food first. And once you have your food in plan, and you're able to maintain a consistent diet, and yes, then look into some supplementation to aid your training. So that's very important. But yeah, like I said, never sacrifice your dietary for a protein shake. Because at the end of the day, it's just a little protein shake. You can't really do much. Food is more vital, more nutrients, etc. Won't go into depth, but yes, that's very important. But yes, I've used supplements, but keep it simple as well. Like my protein is straightforward, it's cheap, it's affordable, it's effective. I use it. But yeah, if you can afford like optimal nutrition, which is a bit pricey, but by all means go ahead. But at the same time, it could be a high quality protein. Yeah, and creatine very cheap on the other end compared to whey protein. It's cheap, affordable, and effective. That's one thing that I've noticed that's helped me out, especially when I was starting off. In terms of lifting heavy weights and endurance, it helped my endurance big time. So I was just able to get that little extra rep. So creatine works. So yeah, for you, you're a young guy and you're looking to add muscle, so it's very important that you eat. And if you're gonna look for if you're looking for which protein to take, yeah, go for muscle, and muscle is gonna help you out. Like if you watch my cutting video and bulking, I did explain a tactical approach to your hinting. It should be a long-term goal thing, nothing short-term. You shouldn't be just cutting to go to the beach. At the same time, you need to enjoy it. So yeah, when it comes to cutting and bulking, like I said, you're a young guy, so aim to add mass and consistently train for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. That's a long time to be adding mass, and you're a young guy, so you can add on mass very quickly. So that's important. So yeah, stick to that. And then once you get to what you feel you've got this size that you want, and you're looking where you want to look, that's when you start tapering your diet again, and then start to chisel away, get to that more aesthetic physique that you admire the most, and that's very important. So yeah, for all the young guys out there, like I keep putting a lot of emphasis on eating because that's what it is. Dietary is the most important thing, and if you master dietary, then you can train all you want. If you don't eat, you're not gonna grow. Simple as that. Alright, next question is from Nathan. Nathan says, what's the best exercise for legs to build mass? So for me, it's obvious. It's got to be squats. Squats are the best exercise to build mass on the legs, and I hit them regularly. So yeah, I recommend hitting squats, also with a combination of leg press and hamstrings. So remember, it's not just one exercise, the squat comes along with it. So yeah, if you're going to hit the quads, don't forget to hit the hamstrings, because that's going to help you to build that 3Dness in size, or else you're just going to look bit. So yeah, squats are probably the best exercise to build mass, with a combination of some hamstring exercises. Hamstring curls, that's perfect. And also, Nathan says, what's your macro split? So my macros, my general maintenance macros are probably like 400 grams of carbs and 290 protein to 300. That's not a lot, but that works for me. If you can fit in, that's good. But honestly, you don't need to eat that much. But 200 grams are 1.75 grams per pound. That's fine, and that will help you add mass. But yeah, your macros will be tailored to your goal. So if you're looking to bulk, you'll be eating a little bit more carbs, 600 to 800 grams of carbs. Calories, 6,000 plus to add mass as much as possible. That's a full bulk. But cut in 200 grams of carbs and 200 protein. That works fine. Fats, 50 grams to 100 grams. Some people tolerate a little bit less. So yeah, it all depends what works for you, and that's the important thing. So it's figuring out what works for you and your cardio if you're cutting. It's simple. Keep it simple. Keep it straightforward. But yeah, that's part 2. Part 1 of the Q&A done, but check out for part 2 coming soon.
It's just a matter of days before I'm fucking